So imagine this.
Huh.
Imagine just taking out a supercross guy
Uh-huh.
at a pit bike race for no reason, flipping the supercross guy off.
And then just giving him a hard time the whole night.
And then you get cleaned out the same exact way. Now you're chasing him down. What is wrong with you?
Jeez, dude.
And so wait, this whole story is unbelievable. So I know how to do this situation perfectly. The strategy is that when you are the guy that's about to get taken out, you can charge in the turn, you can bluff it.
Yeah.
So you can charge in the turn hard for a second, create them to commit more to what they're doing, and then just slam on the brakes and square up. You see Jet's amazing at it.
Yep. You know who's good at that? Davey used to be really good at that too.
Davey who?
Millsaps.
Oh, yeah.
Used to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys left or turning right. He used to be so good at that.
And there would be the same guys that would always do it, but it would always work.
Yep.
Because it's like you can get that person in the moment to be like, all right, let's charge in a little harder. They then are now kind of like committing or out of control.
And you use like a 1/12 of the turn.
And just right under.
Exactly.
Do it perfectly. Very next turn, perfectly again. Very next turn right in front of where everyone is, perfectly again. I did it like 3 or 4 times. And like, this guy isn't getting it. Like, I'm just making him look silly out here.
That's like, so that and scrubbing underneath somebody is the equivalent of like breaking someone's ankles in basketball.
Stepping over
them, like literally, like it's so disrespectful.
Oh yeah. This was
you did that to me at Alex Spitner. You did that to me at Austin's track. Remember we were doing drills? It was like 2 at a time. Like I hit inside, you hit outside, and then we would switch. You did it so disrespectfully. I wanted to like pack up. And I drove 5 hours to get there. You like in front of like all of the class, and I would like it demoralized me. I was like, I'm gonna take my ball and go home, dude. And I was on Austin's like super mod bike too.
That's hilarious.
So disrespectful.
So I just square him up 3-4 times in a row, but you could tell he's fuming at this point. Because I'm just making him look even worse.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I come around, and keep in mind, I'm still in 3rd place. Like I'm still in my race trying to deal with this guy's shenanigans. And there's a payout. As far as I know, I could make a couple $1,000. Joe Dirt.
Okay,
I'm sure.
You're not catching him.
Yeah, he's extremely fast. He's light. He's got the fastest bikes. Like you're not.
That's what he does.
Yeah. And then I come around, and the promoter has a red cross flag that he's using as a black flag. He jumps out on the track in front of me, and trying to wave me off the track, yelling, screaming, calling me names. And
what?
Yeah. So he jumps out on the track, and I like I throw the bike and then grab the flag, and I go, this isn't me. This is him. Or, what are you watching? This is him. And I get back on my bike and I finish my race. And I think he was able to get the other guy off the track at that point. So then the race ends. Now at this point, that whole incident, I get dead last. But I at least like had fun and rode 4 more laps. Race ends, crowd swarms. It's like a brawl is a brewing here.
Ooh.
A crowd swarms because they're like, oh boy,
this is gonna be good.
Something's happening. And race promoter comes over, yelling at me again. And I'm like, right away, combating it with the most calm.
De-escalating. Yep, smart.
Touching him like this.
Yep.
Like,
good tactic.
I'm doing such a good job. And I'm like, okay, I'll walk you through this because I don't know what you saw from the beginning, what you didn't, but this is kind of how the whole thing played out. And not at any point in this was I in the wrong. So I'm just going to walk you through. And I got him down to a point where he was good. He's apologizing. And then I take 2 steps to my right, and then it's like Fast and Furious style. It's the team of the kid, his bike builder, his sponsor. And the main guy of the crew starts yapping off at us, like again, calling us names, I think, saying like, you better not like mess with, like stepping towards us. So I step right up to this guy and I do the same exact thing.
Really?
I say, hey, just walk me through it. Like what, this is for money. I get it. And part of the conversation with the promoter before this, because I went through a couple feet, I was like, I had him, and then I triggered him because I said, I was like, can you just, for a second, because nobody ever does this with me ever. how about you think about my position here for a second?
Perspective change.
Professional supercross rider showing up that's created a huge brand that makes a lot of money that a lot of privateers hate in supercross. I have a target at my back everywhere I go. Like you have to admit that.
Yeah.
Because I finish where these guys finish, and yet I've created what I've created. Yeah. People hate that. So you don't think that I'm showing up to this pit bike race and then there's a target on my back?
Yeah.
That's clearly what's happening here. This person was mad that I just show up and all of a sudden I'm battling them at their own game and they're relying on this for money.
Yeah.
I understand why you would get emotional. And, but when I said something about like the brand and making a lot of money, the promoter,
sent him off.
Brokey promoter was, triggered. But then I reeled him back in. We got through that conversation. And I was able to kind of like draw the picture of what happened. Hey guys, we just released new tour dates at tour.themotoacademy.com. I just had a baby, took a couple months off. I'm coming back to it. So we just released a bunch of new dates featuring yours truly. And we have new dates featuring our head coach, Mitchell Prescott, as well, all over the country. So if you didn't have a class near you in the last few months, go check the site, tour.themotoacademy.com, for the best training in motocross. Move on to the guys' team.
Yeah.
Work them through the whole conversation. And by the way, like I'm also having to diffuse driver Jamie and Matt Flood and a group of people around me that are like military guys that are wanting to, you know,
break some necks.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jamie's not little.
No, and he was a professional fighter.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Mac was there? No, I didn't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have a Rob.
Yeah, your roster
I have a whole team.
Yeah,
you don't want to mess with Team Moto Academy.
Seriously, like it's
no, definitely not.
Some brawlers. Like,
definitely not.
I still can't believe like
but that can't ever happen.
No,
and this was a test of a moment. Where like, whoa, this could happen.
Yeah,
like, and I had to, and everybody's got Moto Academy on. I mean, that cannot happen. Even this can't happen.
Yeah.
And so right. I'm now diffusing the team, and then the rider comes up as I'm talking to the team, and he steps in and he says, "Oh, he's not worth it." And I'm like, again, are we 12? Like, dude. So, but I was able. When you're at a certain point, you recognize what that is. You don't take offense to that. So, I was able to say, "All right, this is because I'm also curious. You took me out of nowhere, in my mind. So." You were pissed off. What pissed you off? Can you just walk me through that? And so he did, and this was really good. Now, like, think we've got a crowd of 200 people listening and watching this at this point. And I go, so you were clearly, you know, emotional, and so why? And he walked me through a pass I made on him before the over/under bridge, and he said he didn't like it because he thought it was too close to the jump. But what's interesting, and I didn't realize this at the time, that's where he had passed me the lap before, and I mimicked his pass the next lap, and they have it on film.
Gotcha.
His pass made contact with my front tire. My pass didn't. I didn't contact him at all. So I'm like, okay. So that one got you a little mad. Fair enough. And then I said, is there anything else? And he said, yeah. And then in the right-hander a couple turns later, you pushed me really wide. And also this pass is on film, and it's a very good pass of me just going inside of him. And
we're racing, right?
Yeah, never made contact.
Okay.
I never made contact. And I go, did I make contact with you on that one? And he goes, no. I'm like, okay. Well, I think that you were just maybe a little worked up in the moment. And I said, and that's fine. But what we have to realize now is you took me out. I told you you're going to get it back even. You got it back even.
Yeah.
And we're even.
Yeah.
I said, because the team was concerned about me like messing with him in further motos. And I'm like, I'm not emotional about this at all.
No. Yeah.
But there's a way that this works. I'm a supercross rider. I know how this works. You don't get just taken out blatantly.
Yes.
And then just lay down.
All right. Yeah.
Because you're going to
happen over.
You're going to be just everybody's freaking punching bag.
100%.
Because everybody will mess with you.
Yep.
You don't want to be on the other end, but you need to stand up for yourself.
100%.
And I was like, we're even.
We're good. Yeah.
There was no drama to even be made of that, but it was a crazy situation because of how many people saw what happened and the fact that the promoter was confused, I think.
And just think about fuel to the fire. And
the promoter, he does 3 or 4 events like that a year. He's got a small team of people probably helping him.
Gotcha.
He's stressed out.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
And I don't think he didn't understand the situation either. It took some explaining of the situation. I think he was more so probably also defending that guy does that racer does all of those events.
Gotcha.
So he's defending his guy.
Yeah.
That's there to make money. I don't care about if I'm making money from that race or not.
Must be fun. Yeah.
It was wild.
That's insane.
It was wild. Driver Jamie after that, he goes, AJ, aside from Mother Teresa and the Buddha or Gandhi, whatever he said, I don't know who could handle that situation.
Oh my gosh.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, make sure you go download them on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to watch full episodes or be a person that sends in your own video submission, go to club.themotoacademy.com and subscribe to join the Moto Academy family today.